Hi, this is Angela Stice with Advanced Total Body Wellness, and today I have the honor of interviewing William McKissock from Schooley Mitchell. William has done an amazing job during the shutdowns, really trying to help get exposure for local businesses in the Tampa Bay area. And so we wanted to return him the favor and actually interview William and find a little bit more about Schooley Mitchell and what William does. So William, tell me, who is Schooley Mitchell?
Well, thanks. That's a great question. Schooley Mitchell is North America's largest independent expense reduction company. The company itself, the headquarters is in Stratford, Ontario. The company is a franchise, and we've got over 150 offices, mine being one of them, across the United States and Canada. The majority of the offices are in the United States. As you can imagine, it's a bigger market. Around a third of the franchisees are in Canada. Headquarters is Stratford, Ontario, as I said, and there's around 75 people working at headquarters, and that includes teams of analysts in the areas that we help businesses save money in. And those areas are telecommunications, credit card processing, small package shipping, waste, and e-signature. And one of the important aspects to understand about who we are and what we do is that we don't sell any of those services. We are the expert in the corner for our clients who knows more about those services than the people selling it themselves. So if you think about it, we're your expert in your corner, negotiating on your behalf. We have teams of analysts for each one of those services and a whole host of marketing, human resources, and everything you would imagine with a large business operated with a center as a franchise.
Excellent, excellent. So tell me a little about you and why you chose to work as a Schooley Mitchell franchisee.
Well, that's a very interesting question. My background is economic development. And when I lived in Scotland, I worked for local government and I worked for central government in the economic development field, helping businesses and helping people put projects together, helping them access funding, helping them reduce their costs. So when I came to this country in 2011, I've tried a few businesses. I've been experienced in being a business owner myself. I started doing franchise consulting. That was one of the disciplines I chose to do. Again, helping people get forward, helping people buy franchises. And during that journey, I discovered Schooley Mitchell. It was one of the franchises that I found me showing other people, this is a great model because it's very well supported from the corporate center. A really good model. If you want to buy into a business, this is a good way to do it. And it resonated with me and my background as an economic development officer back in Scotland, that whole ethos of helping people. So I genuinely believe in what I'm doing because this allows me to kind of develop my passion for helping people. So that's why I chose to be a franchisee with Schooley Mitchell. And I chose Schooley Mitchell specifically because of the background at the company and the support, and a genuine company that really knows how to look after its people as well as helping us to look after our people, our clients. Great,
that's incredible, and it's nice that you're able to use your former background.
Yeah.
In this field. So tell me, what are the advantages in having Schooley Mitchell look at a business's expenses as opposed to doing it yourself?
Well, as I said at the top, we're North America's largest independent cost reduction company. So that right away is an advantage to have in your business, to have North America's largest independent expense reduction company working in your corner. But one of the biggest, well, a few of the biggest advantages that we bring to the table is time. We bring time to the table because the time it takes to look at your invoices, to look at your contracts and stay on top of that on a continual basis, that's timely and costly at the same time. So we bring time to the table, we bring money to the table because we only get paid if we find savings. If we do our audits on your costs in any of the areas of telecommunications, credit card processing, small package shipping, waste, or e-signature, if we do our audits in any of those areas for our clients and we don't find savings, we don't get paid. So there's an advantage right away. It's a no-brainer for a business to have us help them because they can't lose financially. And an added layer to that is that if we make recommendations for savings or anything to do with your accounts in those areas, if you don't like our recommendations, you don't pay us. And we spend an average of 6 weeks doing that audit. and producing a real viable report that gives you the detail of where you're spending your money versus where we recommend you spend your money. And one of the huge advantages that comes with having us on board is that being North America's largest independent cost reduction company, we have over 22,000 clients. So that means we've negotiated with the telecom companies, the credit card processing companies, the shipping companies, the waste companies, the e-signature companies on numerous occasions. So we know what everybody else is paying. And it kind of doesn't matter what size of business you are. Even if you've got a procurement team that's good at this, when 95% above, we find savings because we've got all that ammunition to bring to your benefit. And as I said, is because we've got 22,000 clients, we know what everybody else is paying, and that's a huge advantage because even if you're doing it for yourself, you can only negotiate with yourself and maybe a couple of vendors, whereas we can negotiate with all the vendors and we only represent you, the client. We don't get paid if we don't find you savings, and that means that we're looking at the best service possible for you with the best prices. So those are some of the advantages of having us on board as your cost consulting experts. And one other layer to that is that we don't come in and do it as a one-off. Here's a report, here's some savings, pay us some money. We get paid in installments over 12 quarters, so we continually give you reports that looking at your invoices and looking at your contracts and keeping on top of it for you over the space of 12 quarters. And another added layer to that is that we don't ask for any payment for after your first 3 months of having savings. So we do the audit, we don't charge you any fees. If you accept our recommendations, we then bill you 3 months later with our first of our quarterly reports that we do looking over your shoulder for 12 quarters, staying in your corner to make sure those prices don't go up, keeping on top of the industries, the mergers, the acquisitions, the changes. And I know that's a bit of a long answer, but there's a lot of advantage to having us in your corner, looking after your corner.
Yeah, so it sounds like, I mean, from what I understand from what you just told us is that a client doesn't pay you upfront to have your services, and that you continually monitor their cost savings. So it sounds like a fantastic deal and really makes sense to a lot of businesses. I think that's fantastic. Okay, so are there any particular industries that your services work better for than others?
Well, the short answer is no, because what we do is transferable to any industry. What you find, because we're a network of franchisees, people come from different backgrounds. So some people may come from the telecommunications industry, so they like to work a lot with telecom. Some people may come from storage and warehousing, so they'll work in those particular industries. It kind of depends what you like, but as franchisees, we can operate in any industry of any flavor, of any size, from small, medium to really large businesses. Me personally, I like working with companies in the e-commerce sector because they tend to have huge spends in their shipping and their credit card processing, and everybody tends to have telecom. Telecom's kind of like always there. And obviously waste can be in there, but I like e-commerce. Manufacturing businesses tend to have huge spends that they really need help, and warehouse distributing companies. I have a client right now, we just found $43,000 of a saving for 1 quarter over the 12 quarters that we monitor for. So those are my favorites. Medical practices are really good because they tend to have chains, and therefore there's a lot of mistakes and there's a lot of cost and a lot of money being left on the table. But the answer is no. Those are some of my favorites. We can adapt this the cost service strategies to any business in any industry of any size.
That's fantastic. So it doesn't sound like you are a specific niche kind of product to be used for just a, one kind of industry. You are a wide ranging cost saving specialist, which is fabulous. So is your process time consuming for your clients, the people who you're trying to either gain business from or are currently managing their cost reduction?
Yeah, that's a great question, because the short answer again is, in this case, no. The answer is no. At the most part, a couple of hours is all that's needed from our clients to give us the information. The the starting point for us is to sign our service agreement. That's our business terms. That's where we agree that we're going to share in the savings, we're going to do a quarterly monitoring, and that's only actually a page and a half long. So it's a really simple document to read and really get your head around and understand. So it's not rocket science. The client will then authorize us to talk to the vendors on their behalf, and we provide authorization letters. They may need to make some phone calls, depending on what rep it is or who you speak to or what company it is. You may need to make a phone call to authorize us, and then give us access to your billing statements. And that can either be electronic or actually give us your billing statements on a quarterly basis. So that's really all that's needed for our clients, is to sign a service agreement, authorize us, allow us to have a look at what we call fact finding. So that's when we work out why are you using this service, what you like about this service, what you need about this service. We want to make sure the client has the right service. And then in turn, we start looking at the cost savings. So our team of analysts do all the work. We bring the time, the knowledge, and the security to the table for the client. And hopefully at the end of it, we find savings and we can bring money. So it's really not time consuming for a client at all. And even where my clients have somebody in-house that's doing some of the work that we do, it's not their full-time job. It's never somebody's full-time job, because we bring so much. We even have software tools that look for billing errors.
Wow.
Most companies don't have that. And again, for a short amount of time on a client's behalf, we bring a huge amount of energy and benefit to our clients.
That's incredible. So now, just to be clear, if you do not find cost savings for a client, is there still a fee owed for doing that initial assessment? Or how do you proceed from there once you've done that first report?
Great question. Again, I touched on it, is that if we don't find savings, there's no cost. Our business terms all based on finding savings. So, and we don't just go and look for savings to say move from Spectrum to Frontier because it's cheaper. That's not how it works. We want to make sure that whoever we're recommending, if it's moved from UPS to FedEx, or stay where you are, and based on that, I don't want people to think that we willy-nilly ask our clients to move vendors. 80% of our clients don't switch vendors, so we stay on top of it to make sure that the clients get the right service for the right price. And if we don't find savings, if we don't uncover savings, what we are giving that client back is security. Of those four currencies, time, knowledge, money, and security, we're giving them security because we'll underline, hey, you're on the best prices. And that only happens a couple of % of the time on a rare occasion. So we'll underline, you're on the best prices, things are great. But because they've signed an agreement with us, we're still in their corner. We'll still look at their invoices from time to time. We will still bring our knowledge to the table from them, because all we do every day is look at these industries. When I say all we do, is me on the ground, all the franchisees across the network, and our teams of analysts at headquarters. So you get all of that brought to the table for you for absolutely free. You only pay us if you agree to accept our recommendations that find you savings. No savings, no fees.
That's awesome. So one more quick question. Well, it's probably not going to be quick because you're going to give the answer. So with the shutdowns and the economy kind of in a crunch, is this a good time for companies to actually use your services? I mean, is this the right time to be doing this, or should they kind of stay put?
Yeah, well, I mean, is there ever not a good time to save money? The answer to that again is no. I feel myself saying no a lot. No, well, this couldn't be a better time to save money, because where some businesses that may have been partly shut down or slowed down, we can come in now, we can do our audits when it's quiet and get them on these better rates, so that when they start coming out of this slump in the economy, they're going to come out of the slump a lot stronger than when they went into it, because they're going to be paying less money, and we can bring that to the table. But just in general terms, you should be looking for savings yesterday. You should always be on top of your costs. And even though as a business you think you're on top of your costs, you'd be amazed how many times we find the savings. And that's money that should be in our clients' pockets. We only ask for a share of the savings. That's our payment. We split the savings over the period of those 12 quarters as we continue monitoring. We get paid in installments. We don't ask for a lump sum like almost every consulting company. here's our audit, here's our work, pay me 20 grand, whatever that number is. We only get paid in installments by staying on top of it. Because if we don't stay on top of it, those costs that we've reduced or work to reduce for our clients can just start to rise again. And again, just staying on top of what's going on with these industries, that's our jobs, to look at these industries, their contracts, their billing, mergers, acquisitions, everything that's going on with them, to make sure we know that our clients are fully plugged in to what's going on with the industries that they spend a lot of money on.
Wow, that is fantastic. Well, William, I am so glad that I was able to return the favor and actually interview you, because I know that you've helped so many people during this, you know, crazy shutdown time and trying to get their businesses promoted. It sounds like Schooley Mitchell really does an amazing job of partnering with their clients to reduce their costs. So I really appreciate taking this time with you to learn more about what you do and more about Schooley Mitchell. So thank you again. And I don't know the weatherman line, so you might want to add it right now.
That'll be Dave with the weather.
Oh, bye, Dave, with the weather. Thanks, William.
Thank you.